Welcome back, and today we are gonna quickly look at the event here. Normally around Christmas time we get a star event, and this time around there is no exception. We have 4 new vehicles. We have the J9 Early, the Mirage 2000C-S4, USS Mississippi, as well as the Vilkas. I will get in depth on these all except for the Mississippi, because I simply have no idea, but I will look at it just for convenience sake. Now we have some decals here, Winter Extreme. I mean, they all look pretty standard. Special stuff, not really my cup of tea, but if you like them, feel free to plaster them over your vehicles. Snowboard and a naval decoration for the snowcat. And then we have the AI picture that is simply just a woman holding a tuck shaker board, I guess. Nothing really special. Main thing here is going to be the vehicles as per usual. This camo is pretty cool. And then you also have the Mississippi here, as well as the J9. J9, not really sure how this is going to perform, but with the Mirage we have a pretty good idea. Now, it's the same as always. You get 2 days to get the stars. After you get enough stars, you get the coupons. And if you actually want to trade it on the marketplace, you of course need to get the 10th one as well. They are going to be sellable. What are they going to go for? Not entirely sure. However, the Mirage 2000 is very much a great pickup, because it means that you don't have to grind the entire tech tree to fly basically the only worthwhile high tier in the French nation right now. Of course, with the Mirage 4000 coming around, that is going to change a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see just how they are going to drop. Now, how are you going to be getting these tasks done? Well, it's very simple. You get the 4000 mission score points in random battles, rank 3 or higher, and the vehicles will have a bit of a multiplier going on. I will link it in the description. It's basically the higher the tier, the more points you will get. So if you are gonna club at low tier, like rank 3, you will get less points than at like rank 8. But of course at rank 8, most of the time you'll also get less points. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Do you want more of a multiplier, or do you want to just have an easier time grinding? And then of course you have the snowman and the carrot. These are essentially just chests, as you are used to. You buy the snowman, you put the carrot on, and you get something from the box, essentially. So it's really not that in depth. And then you have the special chests as well. These are basically the more, I guess, real money chests. They have better rewards probably, but I mean, New Year's sticker, Santa Claus icon, not really all my things. And overall, I mean, the events, I think most of you are familiar with them by now. Let's actually start looking at the vehicles. So first off, we have the Boxer Vilkas. Looks to be a wheeled vehicle with an unmanned turret and lethal spike missiles. Now, that's a little bit of a generous word, I would say. 30mm might be good. I am kind of looking forward to vehicles like this. Hazy is of course going to play the shit out of this, because it's an IFV with missiles. Not really much to say about this one, because I'm just not really that in tune with my inner tanker. I have 2 wolves inside of me, and they are both a pilot. I have no idea what I am looking at here, but if you want to read everything, feel free to do so. I'll scroll over everything. It's of course just a lightly armored vehicle with a 30mm and 80 GMs. So let's start looking at the first prop of today. We have the J9 Early. Now it says good flight characteristics and good machine guns, but when I look at this, I'm not gonna lie, I hope those are 13mm and not just the regular 50 cals. Yes, we do get the Swedish 13mm, which are very, very good. So this is indeed correct. How this thing is going to perform, not entirely sure, but it doesn't really matter. When you have 1050 horsepower, 470 kilometers an hour, it looks decently maneuverable. It kind of gives me that P36 look. So we might actually have a decent just club plane on our hands. It might not be fantastic. Depends on the battle rating. This battle rating is 100% gonna skyrocket simply because of the guns. Same with the J21. Same with the J22, as we are all familiar with. In general, if this thing actually turns well and it has good guns, this thing is gonna be over-tiered as all shit in about 3 or 4 months from now. But it might be a pretty fun pickup to fly when the plane drops. Just the longer it stays online, the more annoying it's gonna be to play. Of course, 13mm are some of the best guns in the game. So we'll have to see. Overall, looking pretty decent. J9 unique. It is unique. We haven't seen this thing yet, so we'll have to see how this thing really fares. Unfortunately, you only get the 8mm in the nose, but the 13mm are more than sufficient when you have 2 of them, depending on the battle rating. Now again, if you want to read everything, I'll scroll over everything in a timely manner. There you have it. Looks okay. Depends on the BR though. If this thing is going to be like 3.3 or whatever, or 4.0, it is going to be comically useless. But at the lower battle brackets, I think this might be a pretty, at least a bit of a club plane. And then the plane that most of you actually want to see, because if you are on my channel, you probably don't give a shit about this tank, and you are looking for the Mirage 2000. The Mirage 2000C-S4, to summarize it for you, is a Mirage 2000, except it has slightly less countermeasures. So we are looking at the only 54 of them, 54 charges of flares. When you look at the one in the game that we have right now, we have the S5, for example, it has 90, and the 5F has 168. So you are sacrificing a little bit in that department. You do have the same engine, however. It's the Smegma, as we might call it, M53P2, and that's the same over here. So when I type in M53, it doesn't show up. Now that's absolutely fantastic. Now when I try it again and type in P2, maybe it actually does show up. There we go. The M53P2 engine. So you have the same engine. They keep going on about the best acceleration, and they keep talking about like how great it is. And that is correct. However, it's essentially just a Mirage 2000C-S5. However, it has slightly less countermeasures. Now it does get the R530Ds, it gets the Magic 2s, and the ground ordnance that you are familiar with. So when I go to the S5 here and I look at the bomb modifications, it's the snap rockets, except these are the Matra, whatever the hell. Does it not have snaps? Oh, they are the stock ones. So you have the snaps ones, drag bombs. In general, this is a great addition for a simple reason, because it's probably gonna drop here, or is it gonna be here? It's probably gonna be rank 8 then. Well, I kind of hope it's rank 7, because then you can grind rank 6, 7 and 8. And that'd be a huge help, because grinding up from rank 7 in this nation is absolute hell. Until you reach the Mirage 2000s basically. Over here in rank 6, it's all kind of mid. You have the E10 dart, that's kind of good. And then over here you have the Super E10 dart. Maybe the Mirage 3E, as well as the F1C. But these are not great planes. So if you are able to get the Mirage 2000C-S4, you're going to have an infinitely better time grinding. It's of course not going to be a premium, but it's going to be infinitely cheaper than something like the F1C. So I do think that this is a great addition. It's not really unique. It's not really special. And normally I'm not really a big fan of these copy-paste planes, but I do think for the French grind, this is a great alleviator without forcing you to buy something or forcing you to grind all the way up until this rank. Now, it's not going to be premium, so if it does drop at rank 8, you're not going to be effectively grinding rank 5 or 6. But if it does drop in rank 7, which I'm half expecting, do we have any rank 8 event vehicle? Yeah, we have the Tornado, so it's probably going to be rank 8 actually. But then at least you will be able to skip rank 7 and 8. And grinding up until rank 6 isn't really that much of a problem, because at rank 5 you have the F-84, you have the Barugan, as well as the MD-452-2C. So in general, I do think this is gonna be kind of okay. I would like to see something unique, something like the Strike Master, the F-4D, the P-59, you know, planes that we haven't seen at all before. So I do think it's pretty lazy, but in this very small example that I normally don't agree with, at least we are getting a fighter for once. So God bless. And secondly, at least it will alleviate the top tier grind for France a little bit. So I think this is okay. Overall, there's really not much to talk about. They keep talking about superior acceleration, effective air-to-air. But when you compare it to the S5, it's basically a watered down version, but not in a way that it should like impact you all too much. Now, if you want to read it, you are going to be able to read everything here. I'm not going to be reading it for you. Well, I could, but my voice is absolutely hammered because I just recorded 3 videos and now I have to do another one. So here, meet the Mirage 2000C-S4. If you want to know ahead of time what these planes are like, I highly advise you to check out my videos on the Mirage 2000C-S5 or the 5F. The F5 does have a small minute difference now that it has an HMD, so you have to kind of think that one away. But the flight performance is essentially identical, and other than the fact that you have less flares, these things are gonna perform very similarly. Now we might actually have it happen that this thing becomes a slightly lower BR. It's at least gonna be 11.7. But if you're lucky, because it has less countermeasures and a lot of people in the event bracket are gonna play it, if you're lucky and you have it, it might drop to 11.3, but that's all speculation. I don't expect it to. And if you are thinking about running this gun pod on the center pylon, because people have been saying that the gun pod in the center pylon doesn't have it. That's for the 5F. I'm terribly sorry. But for the people that do want to run the center pylon gun, it does have drag now, and it's not bugged anymore. So you can't just take it out like this. It's severely ugly, so I don't use it anyway. It's still bugged on the live server. On the dev server, they are patching it. It is going to have weight and drag, making it a hell of a lot less effective. If you have any questions, let me know down below. I'm going to be signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.